Start the recording. Talk whatever shit you like to Rye.
Power on. USB dongle.
No shit talk. That's fine.
Dog shit on a rice straw. Ooh.
Whoa.
It's the only thing I could think of with rye in it.
That's fine.
Oh, was it shit on a rye? What?
It was a
When
dumb
in the
joke.
bluegrass circles, when they ask what song do you want to play, the answer is always, "Let's play Dog Shit on a Rye Straw." Or what's the name of that tune? Dog Shit on a Rye Straw. I don't know why. It's an old bluegrass thing.
Traditional
Weird.
trolling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you approach Enrique?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so they're in the hospital right now.
Yeah. You're pretty sure. It's a safe
Okay.
house the tech lead set up weeks ago, and you've seen a lot of coming and going of soldiers that you don't recognize from there. There's been a lot of
Yeah.
activity, and the technically compound was bombarded from so high up in the sky, nobody could see where it came from.
Okay.
So there's some kind of war
Yeah.
going on, and the Technic League has maybe retreated to here, is what you think, or the people who dismantled them have retreated to here. You're not sure which.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I would try to approach. Are they in a place I can just walk up to, or I'm gonna have to?
You're pretty sure these outer guards won't see you. Let's see. There's some witches and spellcasters up that are occasionally near the front, but not always. The place is, it depends on what time of night you approach. It becomes a busy beehive of activity after dark, this place. It doesn't
Okay.
quiet down really all night, but people do go inside and leave just these guards out here.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll just try to come in. If anyone stops, I'm not gonna try to sneak in. If anyone stops me, I'll talk to them.
Okay.
But I will. I guess. Let me see.
Man, there's 3 different Enrique characters on this battle map.
I know. I'm having a hard time here.
Rog is in the infirmary, and new guy's here. Croctaw is still in the. No, Rog's in bed. Croctaw's in the infirmary.
Yeah, I
Giant
guess.
cockroach on the bed.
So I mean, I've been watching these guys for a while, I believe. So is there anyone that's like? I assume I kind of know where they are. I kind of want to just talk to one of them. Trying to use like a telepathic bond. Can I
Mr.
do
Brow.
that? But, um. So yeah, I don't know. Can I do that on? If I can like sense an actual person, then I would want to like talk to, I guess, Nomcath.
There's 2 guards up front. The rest of the party, I'm going to just assume while they're leveling up and discussing strategies and things, is in the library. Because that seems
Tattoo
like the place for that. Oh, they're getting tats all
and
night.
Tokala's doing tattoos, so there's
Yeah, so we'd have to all
some
do all
screaming and yelling, and Tokala laughing, taking joy in causing us pain.
Well,
Okay.
let's see.
Yeah, so if I'm able to locate Nomcath's mind in particular, then I would try to reach out to him. He might notice or feel something. Um, I guess he would be able to resist it. Sorry, I don't know like what the exact spell would be.
Sure. Roll me a perception check as you walk in, Mr. Brow.
Okay.
You feel eyes on you as you enter the courtyard. And you're not sure where, but you know they have a You know they have multiple of. You don't know what the word for them is, but you know they have multiple Kasathans. And from your far away viewing and surveilling of these folks and everything you've been able to learn from either talking to people or melting the brains of whoever you decide to interrogate, the Kasathans among them are very difficult to detect and are very perceptive. The party knows this is Isuma and Croctop, both of whom are stealthy and very perceptive. And you're certain that somewhere in this courtyard is one of those Kasathans, and you think you've been spotted, but you haven't been shot or had a tornado dropped on your head, so you think you're not in imminent danger from whichever one of them it is. And Namkath Cassandali tells you in your head, because she is in ultra low stealth mode, she's barely maintaining castnet. She says, Isuma says there's a halfling with a huge head in the courtyard.
And can I go around the corner and lose just for a second Azuma's stare?
Sure.
Yeah, so I'll like duck behind the fountain, and then I'm gonna cast this.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, actually, that I don't know if the spell does what I thought it did because it's giving me an area of effect that I did not expect. One sec.
Which spell is this?
I was trying to do a hallucination, audiovisual
Fireball.
hallucination.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that could make me do like an illusion
Yeah.
of me. I wanted to project to Suma like me walking in opposite direction than when I'm going.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
It's just anything with you can create stuff anything within that area.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if you want to you
Okay.
want to start it at one end and you walk across and dive behind a bush, you can do that.
The range, which is a hilarious 1,000 foot.
Good lord.
One
Okay.
creature per level. So this is, yeah, that's honestly overcooking it. That's an amazing
so
spell.
that's what I'm gonna do. I'll go behind a fountain, hide for a second, and then I'm gonna look where Asuma is and try to put an image of myself like walking back by her and going outside. Hopefully it
Okay.
throws her off or confuses her. But then I'll just keep trying to talk to Namkath while kind of hanging out there.
Would you have, you can back aim this, non-detection up? Or any kind of counter scrying thing?
Nah, I don't, but I can back game it if you think I should.
Well, you don't know who among them is the mentalist, but one of them operates on a psychic wavelength. You've sensed them at a distance, and they've almost sensed you. But you don't know
Okay.
who it is.
Yeah, I'll back game it then, because if I've been watching them for some time, I'll go ahead and take non-detection and put it up. Because he's been in Starfall for a long time and not noticed by people, so he would have that.
Yep, I figured. Yep. Evading wizards. Wizards, when they set their mind and their magic to it, can mentally detect you, or they could if you don't maintain non-detect.
Okay. Yeah.
The danger
so
from
he's got that.
psychic is they're kind of always, at least passively aware. Okay. So you don't look, you have an illusion of you, and
Walk in the opposite direction, and I'm just kind of, I'm small. I'm only a few feet tall, so I just kind of duck behind the fountain there. And
where does your illusory self go?
I assumed Asuma was somewhere by the door or something, so I
You think
was putting
she's
him.
over here by the bush?
Sorry, I can't see that.
On one of the roofs.
Oh, right in front of me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I do the illusionary self, go in like around this fountain. So I hide behind the fountain. My illusion self goes around the fountain and like goes into the door, like in that building behind her. And then if I see her follow, then I just go the opposite direction to the left, which I think is where I sense the people's brains coming from, where they're getting tattoos.
There are some sleepy brains to your right somewhere, and there are some very awake brains to your left.
Yeah, I'll go to the very awake ones.
And these
If I
Scrapwall orcs and Silverhawk beaters, they look right at you and through you. They cannot see you due to your passive mental invisibility.
sweet.
So as we're taking our turns getting the tattooing done, Namkath kind of perks up for a second, and by now you've kind of gotten used to his expression, so you can kind of tell when Cassandra Lee's speaking to him mentally, and then he'll sign possible intruder. I'm gonna go look, and I will go stealth mode.
Um, and have I made connection with your brain yet, or no?
I don't know. I don't know how that spell works, or
Yeah, I think that I did like kind of a non-aggressive one. Like I didn't try to dominate you or anything. I think you would just be able to.
Do you want to just throw Black Tentacles Disintegrate Confusion in there and see if they're awake?
No, no, that's okay. Let's see. This is a 4th level spell, so it has to be a willing creature. Yeah. To have
Well,
a
that's
telepathic bond.
yeah, that's generally a friendly spell if it says willing creature.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to throw that?
Yeah, I did telepathic bond. Yeah, and to see if Nomketh wants to talk to me, but he can reject it if he wants.
let me read it here.
Cassandra Lee says that she cannot tell exactly where he is, but he's in the compound. Isuma thinks she sees him, but Cassandra Lee does not believe that Isuma is looking at the real him. And he is offering like a friendly channel of mental communication.
When you say that, Numcath, Oberyn immediately casts Invis on himself and you, and see Invis on both
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
So you have Invis and see Invis.
Yep.
Perception
And
roll, Mr. Brow. And that, what was the name you actually wanted him to be called? I don't think it's Mr. Brow.
I mean, Mr. Brow, let's go with it. I was gonna be his real name. You guys don't know yet. There was gonna be a different dumb name, but Mr. Brow's dumb enough.
As long as it's dumb, right?
Yeah, that was the goal.
Okay.
And then
Perception check, you said.
plus the
Yes,
invisibility
please.
on top of that. I forgot to put the invisibility on, so that would be what 59.
Ah, you shit. Ah, man.
All right, so I do slip out of the room, but since there is this communication, I will cautiously open up my mind. Who's there?
Cassandra Lee connects you. You feel, Mr. Brow, you feel a similarly powerful, competent, aware psychic connect to your mind, and a slightly female voice says, "They have accepted your communication." And then you hear Namkath's voice say,
Who's there?
People call me Mr. Brow. I've been watching you.
God damn it.
A lot of people have been watching us. Most of them are dead now.
I know. I admire your work. I was hoping what you did. It's crazy. You took those bastards out. I've been here forever. No one's done that. Frankly, you destabilized this whole fucking place. But if that's what it is, I want in.
Oh,
I'm here outside. I'm in the open. I'm not hiding. Come find me. I mean no threat to any of you.
Alright, so I have stepped outside. Do I see him there?
Yeah, you would, if you look out, you
Yeah, I see
would
him.
see he's just gonna tell you the little one next to the fountain. You'll see just like a 3 feet tall, small dude, but kind of an abnormally like uncomfortably large head, green skin, black and leather, like black and yellow leather outfit with like a cape or whatever.
The outfit is
Um,
cash. Look at him.
yeah. See, no threat. Am I right? I think you can drop. Oh, do I see Nomcath? Actually, I
No,
don't because he's
I'm
invisible.
invisible and stealthed.
Yeah. I mean, let me see. I should be able to like sense you at least. I have a thing called thought sense. Let me see. Where is that? Sorry, getting used to my spells.
We just got used to crocodile spells. Now we got a whole new level.
Let's see. So
Well, might be too much to say we were used to crocodile spells.
yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
used to crocodile spells.
Basically, if I'm within 60 feet, you can detect me because I don't have any of those defensive spells up.
Sweet. Yeah. So
Definitely not 60 feet away.
I say I can't see you, but in a way I do. There's no need to sneak up. I will not hurt you. Like I said, I'm an admirer. I've been watching, and I just want to help.
Nomcast status. Everything okay?
So far, somehow he can spot me or sense me in some weird way.
I also hear you talking to your friend about me, just so you know.
Oh, Cass won't let you hear them talk.
No? All right, fine.
Yeah, I figured
Cass-
if I consciously direct my thoughts towards Cass as opposed to general thoughts.
All
You'll
right.
you'll want to say who you're talking to because Cass is competent enough to control what Mr. Brow hears, but you
Yeah.
guys are not. He would absorb some surface thoughts from you unless you were very careful.
Now I'm assuming that if Castnet's up, then we're using that for this kind of clandestine communication.
Yeah, just
Exactly.
say just so Enrique knows.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, so through Castnet status report, do you feel in danger? Should I drop non-detect?
Back through Castnet. Not right now. He wants to join. I'm feeling him out a little bit. And so, actually, you can cancel your invis spell if I ask you to, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. And I would tell you, go ahead and drop the invis spell.
Okay. Are you just confirm? You sure?
Confirmed.
Okay, I drop it.
All right. So I show up, moving here. You realize what's next, right? Technically, it was just part of it. You want to
Oh,
take on
yes.
that sort of thing?
Yes, of course. Technically, they were assholes, but there's something much bigger. I've sensed controlling all of them, and she must be stopped. So yeah, I know what's going on. I know everything.
Oh my god.
Look at me. Look at my head.
Oh my god.
It's slightly smaller than that weird elf said that we were with.
Oh wow.
And he pauses for a second, doesn't know what you're talking about, but then if you don't stop him, he scans your memories and he's like, "Oh, him. No,
Cassandra
definitely bigger than
Lee's
his."
the intermediary that you're talking to them through is very much protecting them from you absorbing any surface thoughts. Whoever
Got
she
another
is,
character
she
that
is.
hates Cassandra Lee.
Hey, Cass eventually won Croctaw over, I believe.
Eventually, after becoming her like opium dealer, basically.
Yep,
Yes.
drug dealer. Yeah, you like a little virtual porn? I got you.
All right. Well, then if that's the case, I try and then I remember, so who's this friend of yours that's protecting you? She must be a very powerful psychic to stop me.
He is a very important friend who I will protect as much as she will protect me.
Yeah. Well, frankly, I don't think she's as powerful as what we're up against either, though. So we might as well help
Not
each
yet.
other.
We could use the help. Come on, let's meet the others. We'll see what they have to say.
All right. He waddles towards you.
He
You can
waddles.
waddles. God damn it. Those of you
Midget walk.
on those of you that
He's
are
got a
listening.
giant head and he's 3 feet tall. I mean, come on.
God damn it, Enrique.
It's a little hard.
All right.
What, got an 8 dex or something?
Wait, what? Oh, Dex?
8 dex.
No. He is weak, though.
He wears shirts made for halflings, but hats made for ogres.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Nah, he doesn't wear a hat. He's got to show off his giant brain.
the noggin.
Yeah, he waxes that. Anyway, go ahead.
So, Brainiac enters the library.
I let him. I would direct him from the rear.
And he meets
Hello?
the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
It-
Oberon, you see this almost 4 foot. I mean, if you count the head, he's a little over 4 foot tall. Most halflings are about 3.5. You all see him walk in with his distinct black and yellow leather outfit with his high Dracula collar. And it looks like something between a noble's outfit and a Starfall, like, technically outfit. Like, it's technologically based kind of little superhero outfit. And he's got black curly hair and a huge widow's peak on his gigantic forehead. A very stern look on his face, clean shaven little guy, and he just looks, when he looks at you with his eyes, he looks straight into your souls, it feels like.
He tries to, too. He's literally trying to, but Cass keeps stopping him. But yeah, he's not. If anyone here is not protected by Cass, he is definitely trying to just like absorb whatever he can as quickly as he can from them.
Everyone here is protected by Cass for the moment. And
Okay. So Cass would notice that he's trying everyone.
yeah. And she relays that to Namkath. She says, I don't think it's meant as an attack. I think he's used to reading the minds of hundreds of civilians and unsuspecting guards and stuff around him all the time. He's not used to basically not having that access.
So out loud is like being nosy, huh?
What do you mean?
You're trying to scan everybody here.
Yeah, you are a peculiar bunch. Most people are quite naked to me.
Like I said, we've got friends.
Yeah, I've noticed, but it's nothing personal. It's just I've spent my whole life knowing everything about everyone, so it's just habit at this point.
Doesn't mean it's comfortable for the people who are on the receiving end, having all of our thoughts and secrets given away.
I can't help it. But hey, you have a powerful friend, so don't worry. You're clothed to me. Anyway, that's enough about me. You guys are amazing. You took them out. Well, except for this one right here, and he points at the remaining Technic League guy standing next to him. But took out the rest of the motherfuckers.
Don't mind me.
Nice sixth sense motive. By the way, even though you're talking through him just vocally and through Cass, you can still roll a sense motive on him.
And I have to take the lower roll of those two.
Oh, you do, don't you? Because you're bullshit.
Oh, Cass
With a
got
natural one. Krokta was our resident, I think, sense motive champion, but
Yeah,
she's dead.
she is good.
Krokta's corpse can read your mind. Akradin, weird little dude. In fact, Akradin, looking at him, you'd swear you've seen him before, like in a crowd staring at you across a crowded restaurant, walking down the street, at any one of the other, like, you've never stood there and looked at him and had him look at you, but you're just like getting this weird sense of deja vu, like I've seen this little fucker watching me in the past and thought nothing of it at the time.
Ugh.
But he does seem on the level. When he says he admires you guys for what you did, you believe it. It seems like he's on the level about that. And Cass says he's very difficult to read, but she does believe he truly is honest about that.
I relay to these guys that I think he's telling the truth about having been watching us, and I think he's telling the truth about why he's here, and how he feels about us.
If any of you would like to extend a gesture of trust, I'd be happy to expose my mind to you, let you see everything as far as my motivations here. Of course, if not, it's fine. You can use your best judgment, like most apes do.
There it is.
He
Oh.
is somewhat aware of how
Whoa! What? Why did you do that? Startled me.
Did you see
Attack
Oberyn
that table.
picks up his crazy looking staff and casts a shocking grasp into it so it's ready for use if need be as a touch weapon.
Hey,
Ape, you say, A.
we're
It's
all apes. I'm an ape too. No offense. We're all just apes here.
it's
Well, except for
true,
the cat. But
Mr. Brow. Good point, Mr. Brow. The Drow are more often mentally, psychically sensitive than the other races that are present. Although you can't tell about this one. You've never had the opportunity to scan him when he was not protected. And the Technic League captain that's standing next to you, because you recognize him, he's very well known across the city. You typically would avoid scanning them, even though they're not natural psychics. High-level Technic League wizards have enough intellect and enough experience that they might detect you as you were reading them, and they would certainly take offense to it. So for your own safety and stealth, you have probably avoided scanning any wizard above like 10th level. And you have a sense about these things just brushing past people. Like, oh, that's an experienced and powerful mind walking past. I probably shouldn't go through his wallet.
okay, unless I'm prepared to
Unless you're prepared for a
take
fight
drastic
or
measures.
escape.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, but I definitely know who our captain is, right?
Oh yeah, he's famous. Very.
Okay.
He's one of the most not famous. Like Crastus was famous for being cruel and terrifying amongst the Technic League captains. Nobody knew anything about Osmond. That's part of what scared the shit out of everybody about him. Everybody knew Zernabeth as being reasonable but terrifying when she was mad. And then Akrodin is known because of his public duels. Everyone, when they see him out talking to other wizards, they're like, are they about to duel to death? Because 2 or 3 times a year, Akrodin would quite publicly kill some other high-level nasty barbarian or wizard just in the street over really anything.
They were asking for it.
So yeah, when Oberyn shocks like lightning into a stick in the room, like contained within a stick, it definitely my guy did jump. It scared him legitimately. He didn't see that coming. Especially he normally sees everything coming when someone does it. So you guys being shielded from him, it's actually very surprising. So yeah, you see him like just legitimately scared and just calm down. There's no need to do anything. You guys outnumber me by far. I'm taking much more risk here than any of you. So look, I'm just trying to help. You lost your 4-armed friend. You need another. And I can help, trust me. Give
Now
me
we
an
have
opportunity, I will show you.
Now we have a 4-head friend.
Haha, yes. My forehead is ginormous. You must be jealous.
Wow. So you lost someone with 4 arms, and now you have 4 head. That's amazing.
Honestly, Kraka had a big ass forehead too, though.
She did. So does Azuma. Azuma's like, his forehead's not that big.
Yeah. It's the girth.
Yeah.
Well, I would mind share with him, but I just met the rest of you, so I don't suppose it would carry much weight what I thought of Mr. Brow.
problem. I mean, when you're saying this mind share, are you offering to bring us into your mind, or expecting one of us to have the ability?
Oh no, if I mean, Toby, you can tell me if this is bullshit if I can't actually do this.
What?
But yeah, I'm assuming I can just like share my memories with them. They would still kind of have to trust me that I'm not manipulating them.
You
Um,
will, at the moment, it is like you are on a. It's like you're in a Zoom room and Cass is the host. She can mute anyone she wants. She can kick anyone out she wants. She has agreed to talk to you, and it's like everything they say is instantly relayed through her, but you're really still just talking to her. That's how she's keeping you from sensing any of them. It's like they're all under non-detect.
yeah. So
But you can
if one
share
of
whatever
you,
you want, and she seems to be truthfully and reliably relaying whatever you say.
so I can mind meld with Cass then?
You can offer whatever you like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll
Well,
still get a
so
sense motive.
okay. Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna try to give like a quick, I don't know, it's hard to compress like his entire life, right? But um let's see. At least since they've been in Starfall, just try to show him his activities in town, like a montage, fast motion montage of just like what he's been doing while they're there, which is following them, but also nothing bad. He's just kind of living his life and surviving. He's not really hurting anyone unless he has to. Maybe doing some illegal stuff to like make money, like stealing from people and wiping their brain afterwards, stuff like that. But nothing super horrible. And he's just been watching them from the distance. All this is meant to show that like he's harmless, I guess, that he's not like plotting some nefarious thing. Like maybe they would see a shot of like they're attacking a compound. This is all that's gonna make him look creepier, but they see themselves attacking the compound, and then he just like shows them the memory. He's like, "Yeah, I was there. I was watching you. I didn't do anything." And like when they were at the slot bag, like he shows them the memory that he's like sitting in the corner there watching him there too. Um, and just like stuff like that, and just be like, "Look, I've been around this whole time. I haven't done anything. I'm safe. Just relax. I want to help.
Akradin, you can roll a
I'm from
knowledge arcana.
Starfall."
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
And
Wham!
he'll just earnestly say like, I'm from Starfall. No offense to your new friend here at Codden, but his people and the people in charge of this place have really done a shit ass job of it and treated a lot of us like shit my entire life. So frankly, I'm really excited to see you guys stirring things up here.
Akradin, there's not a doubt in your mind that if this creature, this obviously very magically talented halfling, and magic is a loose term you're using here in your as you look at him, he's not a wizard. He's not a magus or a sorcerer. He is the rarest type of spellcaster in the world. He's a psychic. And they don't wave their arms, they don't say much, they tend to stare at you like this little creep is staring at you and just melt your entire brain. Yeah, Olber and the Drow are quite familiar with them. They, if every 1 in 10,000 humans possesses some psychic ability, 1 in 10,000 halflings, it might be 1 in 1,000 Drow. They have way more psychics than anybody else, but still almost none. So, Akradin, you have no doubt in your mind that if this little shit was ever noticed by anyone in the Technic League, they would have caught him and cut him to pieces alive to try to figure out how he worked. They would have killed him trying to understand it. So you can understand why he would view the Technic League as a threat to him. They definitely are, or were.
Yeah.
Also, if he hasn't been caught, either he's really powerful or like he's saying he's been pretty non-offensive, I would imagine, to them for the most part. Like he's taking care of himself, but he hasn't really uh, been fucking up any major situations. He's just kind of living a nice life on his own. but now sees the opportunity that you guys present and wants a part of it.
I assume you pass that along.
Yeah, I do. I honestly wasn't sure if anyone here needed to be told that the Technic League would do horrible shit to anybody with any kind of special power, but yeah, I pass that along.
And if I identify what I think he is, I'll pass that along to Castnet too.
And I'll say, like, while you guys are talking to each other and it's just silence, he's like fidgeting and getting very impatient because he's not used to this, like sitting in a place where he doesn't hear anything.
Well,
It's almost like
while they're discussing Cass, you hear the female voice again say, "How old are you?"
36.
You've lived in Starfall the whole time? Have you ever been anywhere else?
No.
What is your name?
You can call me Mr. Brow.
Who do you work for?
Myself.
What is the airspeed velocity? Ulfred and Bevza hold hands and giggle. Ew.
All right, you got to share chat stuff since you turned the deal off.
Yeah, that's why I realized that mod was off, and then I realized I had to say it out loud. And what you heard was me forcing myself to say that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So Cass kind of chit chats with you. She seems genuinely curious, and it's bugging you a little bit that you can't see her. There's no physical body for the person that you're talking to in your mind anywhere around you.
Can I sense where it's coming from with the thought sense?
It feels like all around you. It feels like it's in the room with you, but you can't pinpoint where. She's being super duper elusive.
Yeah, I don't know if she could tell, but it is very slowly annoying him. As he's answering her questions, he's getting more and more like terse and
I'll give
kind of
you
frustrated.
I'll give Mr. Brow let's see, we could do a memory check, but really knowledge, either engineering or history, whichever one you're better at.
He got this knowledge not through
Huge.
hard work, but through just like stealing it from someone's brain.
Copy pasting, I know Kung Fu.
Yep.
Cool. Well, in that case, there's several times where, while you lived in this city, one of the what's known as a greater gearsman flew past you. The regular gearsmen, the ones that look like big, heavy armored dudes in plate, but there's no dude inside, they stomp around, and if you looked at them mentally, you would just hear kind of a low hum. That's their entire mind. And occasionally one of those bigger ones would fly overhead, and you would look up and sense what seemed like a really powerful mind, like a high level person with a lot of intellect. But it was weird. It was too clean, too clear, and it's surface thoughts, which if you could read surface thoughts right now, you'd be getting like not sure of his place in the group from Akradin. You'd be getting, Drow have psychics, but they're evil, and you'd be getting Olbern having flashbacks. You'd be getting all this stuff. And then off of a machine, you would get no idle thought. They don't tend to sit there and daydream at all. And that stands out. It always stood out to you as weird when you get near one of them. And the person you're talking to right now feels like a real person with emotions and true curiosity in you, and you get the sense that she wants to trust you, but she also has this ultra high speed efficiency with everything she does. And when she's not directly projecting interest, like, hey, what about this, where are you from, blah blah blah, when she's not immediately projecting anything, you get nothing. You get that perfect calm that you'd normally only get off of really powerful gearsmen.
Hmm. And does this remind me of like the other overpowering force I've been feeling here?
Yeah. You
In Starfall?
noticed the other thing that the party doesn't yet know, although Cassandra has a clue about it, is that you watched all the gearsmen, the dumb ones and the smart ones, march out of town and head up towards Silvermount in the last 3 days.
Mm. So yeah, while they're conversing, Cassandra's interrogating me. Eventually, once I realized that someone said, so that's your friend is she's like the enemy. You know her well, I hope. You trust her?
She said, I'm not the enemy.
She's a machine. Am I
Sort
right?
of.
Not exactly.
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying, there's another one like her.
There's more. There's been more than one.
Well, and where? In Starfall?
One outside of Starfall that we defeated.
Mayanda
Okay.
steps forward, and in Castnet, she says, Cass, open me up. And Mayanda doesn't drop off Castnet, but suddenly the purple-haired lady in front of you, who you can clearly see as an android, they are somewhere in between like most of the mortal races and the
Mm.
gearsmen. They have thoughts, they do have emotions, they can be walking around going, God damn it, I'm hungry, which makes them feel more like a biological person to you than a machine.
Yeah.
But they can also sometimes, like when they're stressed, they have a sort of ruthless efficiency to them. They're quick and a little machine like. And this mind to you opens up, and she shares with you. You see the city of Torch. You see her sneaking into it. You see her messing with some advanced technology underneath it. You see her in a battle with a couple of the people that were in this room, in a direct confrontation with the cat folk that is right behind you. And you see her captured, and through her mind and some transmitted memories, you see the death of Hellion. And you see what Hellion is. You see that Hellion was a very advanced, very powerful mentalist in a giant, deadly robot body. And this group destroyed him. And that sort of set this android free. She was sort of subjugated, sort of worshiping him. And she just sort of lets you have her entire life history, which is basically she, as far as any this life of her android life, she is maybe 11 years old, and it's been just nonstop violence and strife and death and destruction until she kind of gained a bit of a family and a community within the last year with these folks. And she just looks you right in the eye and lets you have all that.
Mm. Thank you for sharing that. Here, look at this. I think it's relevant. It's like this Hellion that you knew, perhaps, and he'll relay the memory from the last couple days. All the gearsmen leaving in unison from the town to her.
She
Show those
says
images.
just out loud with her meat flap face, just to be clear how we're communicating. She says he's noticed something about the gearsmen, and you hear Cass on Castnet say, there are fewer gearsmen in the city, currently none that I can detect, she says, but I'm not scanning because I'm trying to stay hidden. Mayanda says, this guy keeps tabs on him. She's saying this out loud still, and he's noticed that they're all gone.
Yeah, they've commanded outside of here. Someone directed them. They left. Someone like you. And he points to the corner that he thinks Cass is in. He doesn't know exactly, but you can sense the direction. Someone like
Yeah,
your friend.
feels like somewhere she is either attached to Nomcath's mind or something. She's in his
Yeah.
vicinity.
So it's like a hand. He doesn't point directly, but he gestures and like waves his hand in that direction. Someone like you, your friend over there, that someone like that directed these gearsmen. I'm fairly confident.
Cass tells Nomcath and Nomcath only that she can protect us from this guy, this little giant headed man, but it takes a lot of her attention and she needs to just lay low. So, not to rush you, but need to make a decision about him.
Through the cast net, I basically tell everybody he's openly admitted to knowing a considerable amount of information of things that we only found out about ourselves recently. He seems committed. I say we give him a chance.
I think that if he had any ill intentions, then there were probably much better times and much better ways that he could have affected them on us.
I agree.
I made Luna say, "I say we eat him," just so there's an opposition view, like every viewpoint's represented.
I feel like Takala might upvote that.
He looks delicious.
Well, he's also got like blighted physiology, the trait. So
Yeah.
he might not taste that good, actually.
He probably gross.
Yeah, it's probably pretty disgusting.
He's just very chewy.
Okay, Buckboard, what the hell is this guy?
It's just a
Nice
giant
timing,
headed.
Rye. I warned you guys.
I honestly think this is one of my more normal characters.
I think he's pretty straight ahead, but like on
But,
paper, yeah, thank you, perfect. But to the party, he might be even stranger than Croctaw. I don't know. Croctaw's pretty strange.
Oh,
What I like though is the return of Eldrin level arrogance. I am very
I
happy
can't
to
help
have
it.
that
I love
back.
it. It's so fun.
Croctaw had these occasional bouts of humility that were just so not Enrique to me. I like.
Yeah, so still though, if you guys are still talking, he's like getting really agitated. He is not
well,
used to the
the thing is
silence.
about you have to remember, Castnet speech is like really, really fast.
Okay.
There shouldn't
So I'm
be
not just
much of
sitting
a
here
delay.
for like
Yeah.
You're
even
not sitting there
still-
for minutes. There's a pause. There's a very short,
But-
like half a second pause, and he knows what it is because he knows that they are communicating at the speed of thought, which he can normally do too. He's shut out of the conversation.
But I guess the way I see it is like it's he's like used to walking around Starfall with like podcasts on all the time, of
Yeah.
just like people talking,
Yep.
and he turned off his podcast, and now he's just like really fucking bored while he's waiting for you guys to like actually just talk to him normally.
Well, you can still hear the thoughts of the guards that are
Oh, okay.
outside, like to
All
call
right,
scrap
that's
ball
good.
guards. You can
That's
you
fine.
can outside. You hear them just.
Fuck my entire ass.
All right,
They're
it's not
thinking,
quite the content I want, but it's okay.
Typical Tokala
It'll do.
soldier thoughts.
Yeah, so he's been entertaining himself with that then, I guess, while he in between sentences from you guys.
I mean, either his story is true or he's great and has amazing patience and has somehow found this current situation of the Technic League being lesser more advantageous to him. But we will need help against Unity. There's no denying that.
I agree.
If he is an enemy and his master plan starts with him walking into a room with all of us here and then hoping we all believe him, I kind of want to see how it turns out. I want to see step 2.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I mean,
Kind of a horrible
some
plan.
of my family's best stories are about the bullshit audacity of that sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, I wish I'd seen those too.
I mean, this is not uncommon in Drowned nobilities. They infiltrate certain houses and then take them down from the inside. It's not always open warfare, although a lot of times it is bloodshed, but...
You are just thinking about the 150,000 gold worth of drow nobility back in town.
Oh, yeah.
I am. That's
Oh, yeah.
so...
Meanwhile, in Bevsa's brain. Just random.
All right. I
Alright,
say we give it a go.
you're in, Mr. Brow.
Finally.
The,
All right.
the lady's voice that you've been talking to for all these minutes, you are suddenly presented with a face which looks like an android face at first, but you realize it's a little too perfect. It's a mental projection only. There is no body. And you're not sure where she is physically, if she is anywhere around here physically. It's like you're talking to a ghost, but the mental emanations come from Nomcath's neighborhood. So probably he holds some item of connection to her, or maybe he holds her completely. And she says, "They have decided to accept you. May I allow you into our mental communication network?"
Sure. Why not? I'm used to that.
You, of course, will know as well as the others are better that you may leave at any time and shut it off at any time.
Okay. Just don't try any funny business with me.
You,
And he
you
says that only to Cass.
You see a reflection of yourself, but a female version that has Cass's sort of signature blue lipstick and green eyes. It's like a version of you that is Cass and you at the same time. She goes, "Don't you try any funny business."
You're beautiful, but of course I won't.
Oh my God.
Been looking for you my whole life.
You guys feel this mind enter Castnet, and it's up to you, Mr. Brow, who you want to talk to, but whatever conversations you guys have in the next couple minutes, whatever questions you have for him or questions he has for you, will all be resolved in real life in the next 3 seconds, as you realize that his mind entering Castnet is very like having a second Cassandali in here. He can have an independent, high-speed conversation with all of you at once, and none of you are ever waiting on him. He's waiting on you. It's kind of bizarre.
Big old mind.
So you're a spellcaster, I understand?
I've been told I'm psychic. I don't quite understand it. I have taken some information from people's minds before, though, that tried to explain it. It's a little weird, but yeah, I guess it's a spellcaster.
While the
My
party's having these conversations, you notice Akrodin is just unloading drugs from this box you guys carried here.
It might prove useful. I forgot you guys can see that.
But yeah, actually, if Nomcat says that to him, what he's gonna do is whatever information he's managed to steal from other people's brains about psychics, he's just gonna say, "I don't quite get it, but here's what I've seen," and he's just gonna dump it to Nomcat
Info
like a
dump.
book. Yeah, just boom, 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 boom. Here's what I've read about psychics. Take what, make what you want of it.
And then I would dump what I know from Drow too into the conversation.
The Drow, there's been a number of, several households have had the fortune of having one of their kids born a natural psychic, and they use the heck out of them because psychics, if you wanted to dismantle someone politically and murder their entire family or turn everyone against them, there's nothing better than a psychic for that. They're
Lucky,
amazing
yeah.
at espionage.
I was definitely not treated nicely as a child. Your culture would have been better for me, most likely.
They would
I
have
was a bit
valued
of an
you for sure.
outcast.
They would have valued
Yeah.
you, but you would have been property used for their good and not your own.
Yeah.
You would have been property.
No, no one used me like that here, but they certainly didn't welcome me either.
Well, in my culture, you're only noticed in for what your worth is to the family and what they can accomplish for nothing else.
Didn't have a family for too long. I've read about it. Well, in people's brains. Seems nice. It's like a friend, right? A couple of friends.
More
You-
than
Like
that.
automatic friends.
Hmm.
And sometimes enemies.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Sometimes they're not so friendly. But yeah, my family died. Leave it at that.
You expect that I've read about it in people's brains will be the name of your memoir?
Don't think I'll write a memoir, honestly. It's a little too self-righteous. Not my style.
Oh,
I'm humble.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, hold on. He's definitely not humble.
Yeah.
But
Oh, we know that we're trying to figure out. Everyone, I think, is trying to
yeah,
figure out meta knowledge their characters can have because player wise, you're like, yeah, whatever.
yeah, he is pretty good. So is everyone's brain? It's just like I can input them, but it's not like I'm reading all their thoughts and stuff, right?
They can more freely communicate with you, and you can sense all of their minds now. You feel more at ease that you
Mhm.
mentally know where they are. But
Okay.
before, they could have all been an illusion, and you wouldn't have known it. And that was unnerving to you because normally you see someone with your eyes and you hear their mind thinking things, even if you don't identify exactly what it is. You
Okay.
can.
So I'm gonna back game then my motivation saying humble there is because I was sensing a little bit of the vibe that Oberyn thought I was an arrogant prick now that his mind's exposed to me. And I was like, let me try to butter him up a little bit. And I put out that bullshit about the memoir and saying I would never do that. Uh, just for Oberyn there.
And I'm assuming I rolled dirt because my thing is not reporting, so I
Yeah.
have no clue what I
Oh,
rolled.
yeah, you have a 12 and an 8.
Versus my 37.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So um, but yeah, anything else you guys want to know? I mean, all I want to know from you is what's next. Like, you took out all the Technic League except for Groudon. I sense it. He's a good guy.
There's a couple of
And
other ones left, but
oh, well, some of
they're
those might be taken care of already. Toby out of character. We talked about some of this. I don't know if this is actually canon.
Which stuff?
With some of the other leaders, you mentioned some possibilities.
Yeah. Did you? I never heard if you actually wanted to do that, but if you did,
If I could, I mean, I guess it would mean I was a little dishonest earlier when I was just like, "Hey, I did nothing. I'm totally innocent." But
yeah.
yeah, if you don't, yeah, he'll have done that.
Did you? Did you kill him?
Yeah,
Did you just like dispose of him and sell his stuff, and that's where you got all your money?
sure. Yeah, and I think killed him, kind of is incapacitated him, and then just like while he's out of it, just like shivved him.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Because
that's
I could shut
knowledge.
down his brain, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, how much of that do you wish to share with the party?
Uh, everything, just so
Everything.
they know they're dead. Yeah.
You okay? A Crawdon?
Can I say this was inspired? When did this happen? Can I say, look, I
Uh,
did this
it would
inspired by
have.
you guys?
It could not have been more than a week or two ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just say, I guess I should have told you this earlier, but there's a memory I left out here. I was inspired by you guys. Check this out. And he'll play a memory to you of, I don't know the exact captain. Which one was it, Toby?
You killed the Technic League captain known as Sturklinder.
Yeah. So,
A
I don't know what
Crawdon, you never knew him that well. You were sort of wondering whether he was going to come in on this, on Zernaveth's side with you or on Osmond's side. And he just went completely dark a week ago, which you felt was definitely the most cowardly thing he could have done. But you also took it as well. He clearly is just waiting for the dust to settle, and then he'll be back. And you get a mental image of him in some kind of mental psychic struggle with Mr. Brow here and losing. And Mr. Brow assassinates him, just executes him, and
Yeah.
sells
I
most
just
of his
shut down
gear.
his brain, basically. I just, once I win, yeah, he's basically kind of brain dead.
You
And then
shut
it's
down
easy.
his brain?
Yeah,
This guy's fucking terrifying.
oh, that's easy. It's easy. I can do it anytime I want. I mean, not to you guys, but
Good save.
uh,
Good
Save.
save. Real good save. Everyone feels
I
better
mean,
now.
if you want, I can show you.
No.
No.
You
Alright.
can take out, although just giving it to you just now puts you at medium load, bruh, with your
Yeah.
weenie strength. You take. Actually, I'm going to lower its weight because in your possession it would shrink. Sterklinder's sword is a famous weapon that appears to be made of raw ice. You can show them that as proof. It will definitely count as proof for Akrada, there's no way Sterklinder would ever give this up.
So
Yeah.
he struggles, and yeah, it's like a little too heavy for him, but he kind of swings his whole body with it and throws it on the table.
Well, it changes shape according to need. So in your hands, it shrinks down to dagger size, but it is clearly Crystallis, which is his sword.
Okay. Yeah, he'll still throw it out on the table. People want to look at
I
it.
verify for the rest of the party in case they don't know that that belonged to, what was his name? Sterklander?
Yeah.
Sterklinder.
Dirk Diggler?
Dirk Diggler.
It is Dirk Diggler's dong. He just threw it on the table. Clunk.
Dirk Diggler's Dirk.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's one down. But so what was y'all's plan? Are you gonna take out the rest of the league, or
The
go
ones
after this?
left are going to help bring this city under proper management, undo the things the Technic League has done. Oh, I don't expect perfection in this, but it's probably better we leave some leadership intact so this place doesn't become pure chaos.
Hmm,
Our next plan is to take on the Black Sovereign and remove him.
good, excellent choice. He's done nothing for this place my entire life.
Mr. Brow is actually well aware because you have pulled the memory out of many a passing barbarian that worked in the palace for any reason, that the Black Sovereign just spends most of his time drugged out of his mind in his harem, eating amazing food. And due to whatever the hell is going on with his body, Numerian fluids have done something to him. He does not get fat or sick or really, he's sort of in a constant stupor of intoxication, but he doesn't ever die of alcohol poisoning or drug abuse. He seems unkillable, and he's not aging, but he's in a pretty useless place as a soft. Like his consort and his second in command are basically running the country, or the Technic League is.
He's a useless figurehead, so I agree with you. Taking him out would be ideal for this place.
How long has he been in a nonstop drug harem stupor?
Years. The
Yeah.
Technic League have been pulling his strings. That's something Akradin knows, is that Gartone, one of your fellow Technic League captains, who these guys can now verify you, is dead as shit. They absolutely super deaded him before they teamed up with you. They paid $50,000 to an informant to tell him where he fucking sleeps, and went in and just waffle stomped him.
God.
Yeah. These guys are kind of scary.
That was my favorite one of your kills, by the way. It was great.
Oh, because a building blew up right after, too. It was cinematic. You know, Mr. Brow probably was in. He might, if he was really spying on shit, he might have gotten to see Nomkath running across the rooftops and do his Bruce Willis impression.
Have you shown Tim the screen you said?
I have. It is so cool. I've seen it. It's so cool.
I actually have that as one of my backgrounds too.
Yeah, I have it as a background on my work laptop that we demo VR shit for. They're like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "It's Bruce Willis if he was a Catman ninja."
If you could share that again, I forget. I remember seeing it, but I forget what it looks like.
I'll find it and repost it. It's maybe buried in Iron God's chat or the
Yeah,
character
I'll look
creation
for
chat.
it.
But yeah, Midjourney did a good job with that one. So yeah, any other information you guys want to dump on Mr. Brow at this moment, or vice versa?
No, I think we're deciding what our approach to the Black Sovereign is going to be. If we're going to try to get him out of his drug-fueled haze or just dethrone him. I'm not sure what our plan is. We've not really discussed it
I think
too
the
far, other
overall,
than Takala wants to kill him, I think.
I think the overall consensus is that even if we got him out of that haze, there wouldn't be enough left of him to be any full.
The, I mean, unless no, it's too much work. I was gonna say we could puppet him ourselves. I could puppet him, but if we can get him out of that haze, but no, I think yeah, it's better to just kill him.
Or at least remove him. Whether or not we actually have to kill him rather than imprison him, we'll just have to see when we get there.
Well,
we-
oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask, do we know what kind of person or ruler he was before he entered this incredible stupor? Would he be good?
A brutal
he,
conqueror, the most respected and feared warrior in the country. If he wasn't drunk and the ruler of the country, Akradin would have wanted to duel him because the Black Sovereign is thought to be the most powerful and terrifying warrior and leader before he was an addict that the country had ever seen. He actually unified the country, was under 6 or 7 different warlords who were constantly fighting over territory, and it was a bloody place. Nomcath's people can remember that. Tokala's people can remember that. Mr. Brow, you would have heard all about it. And the Black Sovereign's been around for an awfully long time for a human who appears to be maybe 40 and in the most insane physical shape of his life. And you've looked through the memories of the barbarians that have been around him. The guy does not sit around and do burpees and push-ups and shit the way Josh does all the time. He's not a psychopath like Jim Rat. He just somehow is magically, permanently ripped.
Do the barbarians still respect him and look up to him like a legend, or do people like? Is it only non-barbarians that hate him, or does everyone think he's not really good?
Outwardly, they would say Kevoth Kul is the greatest warrior ever, and he deserves to be the Black Sovereign until he dies. And he may never die because he's blessed by the gods. That's what they would say. But you've read their emails, and their innermost thoughts are he's a mess and useless, but if he dies, there's no clear successor, so it will be a giant bloody civil war for years if something happens to him.
Okay, yeah, I would share that with the party.
It would take someone equally famous and terrifying and powerful replacing him to possibly take over the city and have the other barbarian warlords go, okay.
Someone like Takala.
Tokala is pretty famous at this point.
And if we have that mockery dude kind of be the advisor, so Takala doesn't do too much stupid shit.
I was thinking that, didn't want to say it out loud to you guys, but yeah.
What, that Tokala would do stupid shit?
No.
From what I've seen of him, not sure he'd be the best ruler for my hometown.
Not sure he'd want it. I don't know.
I was gonna say, does Tokala even want it?
Could I have read Tokala's mind whenever, because he wasn't protected by Cass when he's going around the city?
Yeah, actually, they have been elusive little fuckers too. You've caught little glimpses of them as they cruise by, but they are using a weird type of earth magic that's super rare, and they just tunnel underground. So they were very often out of sight, out of your range, and the wizards of the Technically couldn't find them, and that generally meant that you couldn't either. And the few times that you were within 100 or 200 feet of them, you thought, these are typical tribal orcs. They just kind of have this really cool variant of earth magic that they're talented in that enables them to evade capture so far. But your opinion was eventually the Technically would get wise, set a trap, and catch and kill them.
So we need to. I don't know. Somehow dispose of the sovereign, but have a replacement. This is what we've covered here. And this is to what? To set up our new friend here, Akradin and his buddies to rule?
The barbarians would never accept the wizards as leaders. It would need to be someone from one of the tribes, some respected warrior that they can understand and look up to and admire. Anything less, and they will riot. And if there's anything that an army of 10,000 barbarians can do, it's riot. That's the other thing is, like barbarian-wise, Kavoth Kul has united so many tribes underneath him. They are a massive army. And if they splinter into 5 or 6 pieces, or even 2 or 3 pieces, it would be a shocking amount of devastation.
Okay. So do we think? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, ideally, it would be you would, if you were going to replace him, you'd replace him with someone who had some leadership ability.
Yeah.
Like
I guess I'm. Yeah. I'm a little confused. What's like? Why would we be going to the sovereign's place instead of following the gearsman? And he'll just ask the party.
we have to remove. Technically, he's only half the story here. The Black Sovereign, and the barbarians are the other half.
Everything I could tell, the Black Sovereign's just been completely drugged out of his mind and used by the Technic League, though.
A figurehead to keep the barbarians in line and doing what the Technic League wants.
And our suspicion is that technically is controlled by a higher entity. So therefore, this higher entity has control over the Black Sovereign. Therefore, hordes of barbarians with great axes that will crit you for 10,000 every time.
So you think you guys now are the enemy of the Black Sovereign because of what you've done?
His and his army are at least a chess piece that deserves to be thought of taken off the table before we attempt to assail this other unity.
Mr.
Because
Brown,
if not, then he'll come right down on our heads, and we don't
I
have
see.
anything to do.
Mr. Brown, knowledge local when you get a sec.
Okay. And
At
he
least
has
I
a
think
ton of that too from reading everyone's brains here.
Yeah, I figured. 31. You're probably not one to believe in coincidences. And it would be a coincidence that right around when you think these guys, your new friends, got to town, the most talented alchemist in town was violently killed in his lab, very severely damaged and looted. And that cut off the supply for the Technic League of the drug that they use to keep the Black Sovereign happy and in a stupor. So someday, very soon, the Black Sovereign is going to enter detox from whatever that drug was and be super angry and be kind of an uncontrolled maniac, probably.
Okay.
His withdrawal will be severe.
Do we have any way to obtain more of that drug for the purpose of not killing the Black Sovereign, but rather leaving him as a puppet and murdering and replacing the 2 advisors that are pulling his strings?
Ulfred, I would give you a heal or knowledge religion check, whichever one you're less terrible at. 25, pretty good. Based on what you saw the Numerian fluids do to Tokala, who instantly drank them when you guys got some because he's an idiot, they are primarily a technology agent and partially a magic agent. So a heal spell would have a chance. You might take a couple tries, but a full-blown mega high-level heal spell might have a chance of removing the hold that this drug has on him. Nothing short of that would make a dent in it, though.
You're willing to try it? Try it. I prepare some heals every day.
To keep that fighter core alive.
I was thinking if we're not confident that Takala would be a suitable replacement, we could just leave him alive as a puppet, and then with the helpful tools murder and disguise self, we just become the people who have been pulling his strings.
I think it's been very disheartening to the people of my kingdom here, Starfall, though, to have such a leader, Keveth Cole. Like, people speak fondly of him, but truly their souls are a little bit hollowed out by having such a lackluster, drug addicted king. I think it'd be better for us to find someone that inspires them.
Then he must die.
Well, so what's our plan for tomorrow? Frontal assault?
I prefer to be a little sneaky, despite what I did here. I think it might be
Normally
better
I
not
do
to
too,
rush them.
but I don't know if we know of a way in.
Yeah, say what do we know of the palace and its defenses?
Well, if we find a guard or someone that's been inside, I can probably obtain that information from them.
Did one of you pick up the key ring off of Gartone?
I had it, but I thought we were done with it, so I dumped it off my sheet.
Oh, where did it end up?
I didn't try to sell it, so probably just got left somewhere.
Oh boy. Okay.
I didn't think Gartone would have, it was all Gartone stuff, so.
Mr. Brow can tell you that Gartone had his own private access to the palace and his own alchemy lab within it. The barbarians
Hard for me.
would not see him coming and going. He definitely didn't enter the palace through the main doors ever. He would just be in there sometimes and then be gone.
Wouldn't be hard for me to pick whatever lock it is.
So that could be one way in.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite sure what we would do once we got in there, but
Head for whatever quarters that the Black Sovereign stays in and assault him there.
A Crodin knowledge local.
Ooh, ba-doop. Ooh.
Okay, how'd you do? 31. Very good. Taking a quick look here. Crodin, you believe Gartone's area of the palace, because you may have been to it or heard about it enough. You believe he had his own place on the middle floor of the palace and the northeast corner.
I relay that.
And that would be because of the way the palace is built. The windows, like looking out over the city from that room, would put you 100 feet above street level. The palace is very vertically, very tall.
Relay that too.
Do we know if there's any magical defenses or technological defenses?
The palace, yeah, Akradin can tell you that the palace is normally staffed by at least 16 or 20 technically Borgs, which he might be able to command. Many of them have kind of gone haywire in the last week or so, not due to the Gearsmen wandering off, due to the technically infighting. They're confused as to who's friend and who's foe. So if Osman or somebody else told them to kill us on sight, they may still be of that mind. There's also a lot of gearsmen in the tower, but if they've really or in the palace, but if they've really all left, then the east and west entrance might be lighter. Now the Black Sovereign has plenty of big, tough, strong war veteran barbarians. And he has an entire tribe of hill giants that he's friends with and invited to live in the palace years ago.
Good lord.
Yep. And then there's the Starfall City Police that guard the entrances and are generally the guard of watch around the perimeter of the palace.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but taking on a whole tribe of hill giants is not on my list of things to accomplish in this lifetime.
Easier than the
giants.
first time we encountered them.
Oh, you've encountered
Oh
them?
yeah, that's true. You have.
That was like 3 of them?
Yeah. We were also not nearly as skilled.
How are they? Are they dumb brutes?
Seemed like it.
Spellcasters, they can cast spells and hit you like a truck. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
What type of spellcasters?
Right,
Or what type of spells would
Yeah.
they?
Yes, Toby, yes. I think. What do you think of something? I was thinking one of them was doing frost stuff, but that may be something other.
Hmm. Sure, we could take them. Or if not, I can be
No
pretty
big
tricky.
deal.
I can be pretty tricky. I might be able to lead them away and we sneak around them. They're dumb, right?
Not necessarily, no. Their spellcasters are not dumb.
Uh,
I think we need to decide whether we're gonna kill this guy or heal him. I think that's if we start there, that affects how we go in and what we do. Going in without that goal in mind leaves us open to a lot of chaos.
If we kill him, then a lot of chaos will erupt right afterwards.
I've seen. Sorry, what did you say? You said if you heal him, chaos will erupt after
No,
that?
if we kill him.
Oh,
chaos.
kill. Okay.
I would rather heal him of this affliction.
I don't know. Can your heal spells, Ulfrid, can they cure sickness of the mind, though? Addiction, I've seen plenty of them around Starfall. It's not like a normal disease from my concept. Their brains are very sick. Yeah, they show the outward problems, but their psyches are completely twisted and broken most of the time. I'm just saying, you may heal his physical. From what I see, I think maybe you heal his physical problems, but will his brain still be that of an addict?
It can cure insanity. I don't see why it can't cure addiction.
Oh, really? You can cure insane people, huh?
I've done
Okay.
it before, lad.
Don't worry, it won't
Interesting.
affect any of your characters, Enrique.
All right. Well, if you can cure the mental illness, then maybe it's worth a try. It seems like Black Sovereign was once a great leader. Maybe he could be again.
Wait, but wasn't he always a warmongering asshole?
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh.
we're gonna restore the warmongering asshole
Yeah.
to peak condition?
It's
I mean,
Numeria.
So I can duel him,
Numeria.
right?
Yeah, so you can duel him.
Alright, dope.
So we
I'd-
save him, we heal him, you can duel him, kill him, and then still plunge the country into complete and utter chaos.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
you know,
by defeating him means he proves his strength and his ability to the tribes, and the tribes will follow him.
He ain't an orc though.
Yeah, and I absolutely do not want to lead a bunch of barbarians for the rest of my life.
Hell, even Luna would want to duel him at some point.
We'll get your chance, I'm sure.
Yeah, after he kills me.
But we should just have him. I don't know. I think we should let him. Warmongering. I mean, he brought stability to this region. I don't know if I have the same concern as you.
More stability than was here. Maybe less stability than what the Technic League had, but at the same time, it would be less evil. It's a complex mess.
From what I've seen in the histories, the time before him was just 10 times as many warmongering assholes as the time after him. So
And we think just exploring an alternative, I mean, would it be, we said it would be possible to install a different leader if that leader was respected and famous enough among the barbarians?
Yeah, they'd have to say, oh, Kevoth Cool is defeated by so and so, and they're awesome, and I've heard they're awesome for decades, and you know, if they're defeated by nobody, or God forbid, Kevoth Cool is deposed by anyone from the Technic League, there will be absolute pandemonium. The barbarians.
how many
will not be
barbarians
able
are
to do
there?
that. 10,000.
How long would it take to implant the memory of someone being really cool for decades? From 10,000 into 10,000 barbarians.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, that is the best plan yet. I love it. Implant memory mass.
It would take you a few years in a complex propaganda campaign, but it could be done. What you say could be done.
That would be great. And yeah, and then Mr. Brow became the lead propagandist.
And then Enrique made the last 2 years of Iron Gods nothing but spell checks and will saves, and the party killed him in real life.
Oh no, I thought that could be one that you do, Toby, outside of game.
Oh yeah. Fuck you. One roll to rule them all. Nope. Numeria made it save.
Ah, damn. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I get to know Takala, I'll feel more comfortable with him. It seems like you guys think he'd be a good leader. He just seemed a little crass from a distance.
He's done 3 major tattoos on people. He's a little sleepy and crabby. And when you try to read his surface thoughts, you just see,
You son of a bitch.
that's it.
Yeah, and I've potentially seen him like be a drug addict, just like the current ruler.
He dabbles. He
Didn't
does
he like
dabble.
take the exact same drug
Yes.
as the Black Sovereign?
Yes, he just didn't roll as good. Yeah, I don't know what kind of leader Takala would be. We can ask Tracy at some point. He'd probably love to tell us.
I wouldn't
You've also
necessarily
got,
say he'd be a good leader, but he'd be better than leaving no leader.
I think Nomcath would be a good leader.
No, I am not sticking in one place. My people are nomads. We travel.
Mm. Well,
GM to players, I volunteer. The only reason that Tokala is primarily mentioned and not Rai or anybody else like that is if you try to install someone as leader and they're successfully installed, they're gonna have to stay and run the country. They can't then go on into book 6.
Exactly. That's the other reason.
So like Rai, if you're like, I want to try a different character, you could like maybe install her. She is fairly famous as also. She is well known by many of the barbarian tribal leaders, and if she beat the shit out of the Black Sovereign and decided she was the ruler of the country, that is possible. Tokala and Luna are both famous enough and barbarian enough to be respected. potentially.
Problem is, well, no, I like this character.
Yeah. I thought you did. I didn't think you had any inclination to switch. You're no Enrique, so get on his level of character switching.
I mean, if I wanted to swap into another character, it would probably be not as cool.
She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm already liking this new Enrique character. He's a little snot. It's fun.
I mean, this whole time, Luna has been looking this Mr. Brown up and down.
His gigantic head is roughly the size of one of Luna's biceps when she flexes really hard.
Man, she must have huge biceps.
She does. She is fucking a tower of muscle. She's a large person.
she probably most what you probably get a feel from what she's thinking, like if she breathes too strong, he'll topple over.
He might.
He might.
It's not very strong.
He looks like it's burdening him to carry this dagger. He probably
It's
should sell
burdening
it.
me to carry my own head. Got a very sore neck.
Okay.
Why do you think I have this cape? It's actually neck brace.
Well, the party can take the next week or so and think on your noggins about what you'd like to do. I would like to quit slightly early tonight. And there still may be some leveling things to do. But suffice to say, new guy is in the party on a trial basis, probationary membership.
Super secret probation, yeah.
Yeah. Cass says you have not yet unlocked the Gold Star Battle Pass to be in the party, but maybe soon. Being on Castnet, though, you are aware of Bevsa, whose mind is unlike any mind you've ever read. She is, at first glance, you might have thought she was a dwarf with bright red hair. She is not. She is some other being entirely that just resembles a dwarf. And you pick up a lot of Tokala's people, the Scrap Witches, you get a lot of backstory from Scrapwall just by being connected to all of these people. So, and it's not even to go easy on you, Enrique, for meta knowledge purposes. It's just the way Mr. Brow works is he kind of absorbs a lot of the history of Scrapwall and Torch and these guys just by being connected to them.
Nice. Yeah, that works. Like I said, he's been spending his whole life just trying to read everything he can of people around him.
He would be possibly curious about Torch and Scrapwall because people in Starfall have been super curious about those places. The Technic League has been, the Barbarians has been. They've been, like East and West Germany, just this off-limits area. Didn't know what was going on there. Probably they're up to no good, or maybe that's a great place to live and we just can't get there. And so now it's like, information-wise, those floodgates are open, and he now knows more about Torch and Scrapwall than anybody else in Starfall does.
Cool. But yeah, I'm actually good to end early. If you guys are, I'm a little tired, but thanks to everyone for letting me bring in a new bullshit character. Always
He's fun.
for
I
me.
think he's interesting.
He's spicy. I like this guy.
Uh huh.
And he's not totally fragile. He's 180 HP. He's got big boy
nice.
hit points.
Yeah.
His armor class is dog shit unless he buffs.
He actually has more HP than me.
Yeah.
I noticed that, but your AC is insane though.
My flat foot AC is better than my standard AC.
Yeah, I don't know how
How
that's
is
happening.
that possible?
It's
That's
generally
crazy.
not. I'm not sure what's causing that, but we need to fix that.
Oh, I can't see anything about it. How many hit points he has?
Yeah, I can't see how many Brow has.
Mentally
Yeah.
shielding myself against you.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
I deliberately left browse so you guys could see that.
No, if that's the case,
I've actually never been able to see, like, I can't see Luna's, and I can't see Oberon's, but I can see Ulfred and Nomcat. But it's
I'm
You
good
know
to-
how? I think I know how.
Mm.
Well, first of all, because of Rogue, I can't be caught flat-footed. I always get my Dex bonus on flat-foot, and I'm above my AC max or the Dex bonus max for my armor. So I think the flat-footed, it's applying my full
So
Dex.
Foundry's actually making a goof based on
Yeah.
your rogue talent. It shouldn't actually be doing that. It's kind of funny. If I told
Well,
them it did that,
because it's not applying my armor penalty or my armor max for Dex.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can you
Anyway.
guys see each other now in the list? Like the PC list, and can you look at each other's sheets?
I gotta go, but I was gonna
See you,
say
Enrique.
next week I have I'm supposed to go to like a karaoke on Thursday. I
Cool.
think I should be back, but I might be a little late. I'll let you guys know that day
Okay.
though.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see
Cool.
his sheet now.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
Later, bud.
Yeah.
Partially just because you guys have known each other so long, and because you're in Castnet, I want you guys to be able to see each other's sheets, health levels. Cass can report to you your party members' health, remaining spells, anything like that at any point.
I don't see Arcaden's.
You don't
Health.
see a cred and stuff
Or yeah, I see his
Let
health. I
me-
mean, I don't see his health. I see his sheet, but I don't see his health bar.
on his token.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, fixing now.
All right, there you go.
There you go. He's at his
For the
full
rest of the party, we can-
235. He's not quite as tanky as Luna, but he does have a good armor class.
I am curious. What is my? How many points do I have after I rage?
When you rage, you should be pushing 300, I think, or maybe.
Yep, I'm pushing 300.
Oh,
315.
I am
That's-
actually beating Ulfred in the armor.
I'm unbuffed right now.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Ego checked. All right. Well, good session, you guys. Thanks for letting Enrique make a big old change again.
Yeah, that's fine.
I already like this little dweeb. And he is legit. After killing a technically captain and carrying around his sword, he is overweight. Like, he can't keep this sword. And I have it. It's 2 pounds. It's in dagger mode. And it's too much for him. And his fucking 8 strength.
Good lord.
Give him a masterwork backpack. That'll help.
He probably needs a muleback tattoo from Tokala. He has the money, and if you'll let Tokala do it, he'll do that.
But if you
Otherwise, Enrique's
the-
just gonna have massive encumbrance problems the whole time.
Well, the masterwork backpack will help a little bit because it basically
Right.
increases his strength by 1 for carry weight. So I mean that's a quick and easy thing to help a little bit.
Or if you guys want, we could torture Enrique for a while, and you guys could like continually give him stuff, and then say, "Yeah,
Of
we'll
course.
we'll get you the mule back later." Yeah, we don't have time now. And you just keep handing him stuff. Hand him a loaf of bread, hand him a drink, something that weighs like a pound.
Could be my
If only-
my potion mule.
Yeah.
Carry these potions for me.
If only I had gone down the complete bluff line,
Oh,
where
by
I
the
get,
way,
to, I get to the
Toby,
one where I can bluff somebody and force them to take something from me.
Oh yeah.
oh hey Toby,
What was that, Ryan?
you might want to change the size on Chrysalis and his ratings and stuff.
On his
On Mr. Brow,
Yeah.
Chrysalis, you might want to change the size on the stuff.
What stuff?
The Chrysalis is rating as medium.
Sure.
His ring, his amulet, and his bracers and his boots. They're all saying medium.
That's fine, but I don't think it matters. They keep the same weight, I believe. And that's what's weighing him down. He just needs to... Yeah, get a strength item or get a heal back item. Or he has a lot of potions on him actually, but they don't. Those are mostly weightless. Well, if he drinks some brow brew, maybe he'll be okay. Nope. Still medium load.
His brow brew.
It's terrible beer.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
he's also carrying 2.5 pounds of like currency.
Yeah, he could bank some of his money.
Ugh.
There we go. He's just barely light load. And he hasn't put anything in his demon sack yet. He could do that to reduce weight. All right. I'm going to cut the recording.